good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching me from. Welcome back to our channel, everybody. Today we're looking at how you're going to identify trends and how you're going to spot the end of a trend. Okay, market goes through three phases: the uptrend, the downtrend, and the sideways mode. But today, in this particular video, we'll be looking at only trending markets and how to spot the end of a trend before it reverses. Knowing the end of a trend will help you to avoid losses. Okay, you don't enter a trade when the trend is about to reverse, so you'll be able to identify that okay, this trend for the risk characteristics, it looks like it's going to reverse, so you're not going to enter a buy or sell position whilst you have an idea of what the trend might do next. Okay, actually the market is not 100% guaranteed, but with these techniques I'm going to teach you, you'll be able to avoid most of your losses. Okay, you are not going to buy when you are supposed to sell. Okay, so without wasting my time, let's go to the charts and let's see what we can cover. So guys, if you have been trading for some time, you would have learned that market always go through three trends. Either the market is going through an uptrend, either the market is going through a downtrend, or sideways mode. And how do I identify whether the market is going through an uptrend? You know it already. You have been learning it, right? Going through series of what? Higher highs and higher lows. Can you see? We have a higher high here. Can you see? Higher high and then making higher lows. This way the market is going through an uptrend. Okay, but you always know that trends are not perfect as it's supposed to be. So sometimes it might be a little shaped like nicely, like the way we show you on YouTube. Sometimes too, it might be a little chaka choppy. Okay, sorry for my language. To be a little choppy. So on this particular chart, you can see that the market was going through higher highs and making higher lows, right? So we were clearly on an uptrend. So how would you identify that the trend is ending? You identify the trend is ending when a structure is broken. Okay, here, can you see here? The market was still trending. Can you see? It was also having a power move. Can you see? And this was a very great move, right? This is why I say that always you must check your forex factory before you enter any trade. Assuming somebody entered a trade here and the trade was again, the person was going against the trend, would you have seen what would have happened here, guys? Have you seen? This was news event. So always I advise my student that before you take any trade, make sure that you check forex factory for any news update. Okay, here we are trend followers. Maybe it would have favored us because we would have been in a trend. But I'm just advising somebody who would have been a reversal trader, thinking that I'm going to take the trade, I'm going to take the reversal. Look at your account would have been whipsawed. Okay, so guys, always check your forexfactory.com. Okay, so trend is defined by higher highs and higher lows. You have your higher highs and you have your higher lows, making your trend. The same way in a downtrend, you see the same thing, lower highs and lower lows. Guys, can you see? The downtrend, the same thing, lower highs and lower lows, which shows that you are on a downtrend. So let's see what happened here. You can see we have lower, market retrace, lower, and then the market continue lower. So how do you know that the trend is ending? So you have to stop selling or you have to stop buying. To identify whether a trend is reversing or a trend is ending, there are four criteria you must check. First, check when the price is approaching a higher time frame resistance or support. What does it mean? It means that, for instance, as you are trading the M15 time frame, then what is your higher time frame? H1 or H4. Okay, so when the market is approaching a higher time frame resistance or support, then you must be prepared that the market can reverse. 2, you must spot short or unpowered candle moves. For instance, when you see very short or unpowered candle moves, then you must also have it in mind that okay, the market is likely to reverse or the trend is likely to end. The third criteria you must check is that when you see larger reversal candles, when you see that the candles opposite the trend, opposite the direction of the trend, are getting larger, which means there is more opposite force coming into the market. Okay, so that one too tells you that the market is trying to reverse. The fourth thing is when a structure is broken. When a structure is broken, like when you break a lower low or a higher high, okay, then it means that the market is trying to reverse. So these are the four criteria you must meet. So let's dive in depth and let's see what each of them entails and how you're going to graft understanding to be able to trade reversals, or you're able to catch the end of a trend, or to be able to avoid trading when the market is trying to reverse. So the first criteria to be aware of is when the market is approaching a higher time frame resistance. What does it mean? Let's say we have a power trend here. Okay, we see that the market is going through higher highs and higher lows. The market is trending, right? The market is trending. How do you know the market is approaching a higher time frame resistance? Right now we are on the M15 time frame. Can you see M15 time frame? So what is our higher time frame? either H1 or H4. M15 and H1 look similar, okay? It's just a straight version of H1. So I prefer H4 as my high time frame. Every day when I'm making analysis, I use H4 for my analysis. So let's say we are in a trend, okay? We are still seeing higher highs and higher lows. The trend is in motion, right? How do you know if the market is approaching the end? The market is trying to reverse. Let's see. We have to go to the higher time frame to check if on the higher time frame we are approaching a resistance. Okay, so we go to the higher time frame and check. So right now we are on the 20th. This is 20th January of this year, 20th January, and I think here is 23rd. The trend was still moving, right? Good. So how do you know the market is reversing? See, at this moment, see what happened. Have you seen the market became choppy? So this is a sign, a clear sign to you that the market is trying to reverse. So what happened? What is there that the market started to reverse? Let's go to the higher time frame and see what was happening there. Let's go to H4, and on the H4 23rd, where is 23rd? Oh, okay. Okay, good. On the H4 23rd, as you can see, the market was approaching a strong resistance. Can you see? Let me put a resistance line here. See, resistance, 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 and this is where we are. This is where I do the rectangular box, and this is where we are. Can you see, guys? So when the market was approaching this strong resistance, you must be prepared that the market can reverse on a higher time frame. Okay, so you must be prepared to get out of the trade or to trade reversals or not to trade at all. Okay, because the painful thing is that you enter a trade while you're not supposed to enter and you get a losing streak. So guys, as you can see, the market was approaching a higher time frame resistance. Can you see? I marked these areas long time ago. Okay, so that's why it was showing here. It was approaching a higher time frame resistance. So for you to be able to identify the trend is about to end, you must first go to the higher time frame and check if the market is approaching a higher time frame resistance. Now, right now we are on the H4, and as you can see, this is where I drew the box. We are around this zone. So the market was approaching a higher time frame. Can you see? The market was trying to reverse at this particular moment here. This particular moment, focus here, guys. Focus attention here. The particular moment on the 23rd. Can you see? So let's go back to the M15 and let's see. When you switch back to the M15, oh, where is it? Okay, I think we are far away. 23rd, 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 23rd. Good. So we are here. So on the 23rd, as you can see, whilst the market was trending, we were approaching a higher time frame. So when you get to the higher time, see what happened. Can you see the market begin to what? Began choppy. Which means the market was facing resistance. Okay, the market was facing resistance. And if the market is facing resistance, what does it mean? It means the market is likely going to reverse. So if you are trading, you must watch out for all these things before you enter a trade. Okay, and what happened? After the market faced the resistance, the market reversed, and then it broke down the structure. So the first step is that check if the market is approaching a higher time frame resistance. Okay, that's the first criteria. The next criteria is that check if you are spotting on powered candles or on powered moves. See what happened here, guys. These candles, do you see any encouragement in these particular moves? Do you see any encouragement, guys? Do you see any encouragement in these particular moves? You don't see any encouragement, right? They are Lilliput candles. As compared to this particular move, see, as compared to this side, see this big move. So this was the lower, right? So we had lower high, another lower high here. So where's the next lower high? The next lower high was the market was trying to make a lower high here. It didn't work. The market was trying to make a lower high here. It didn't work, guys. Can you see? It didn't work. Let me clean this thing to just make the chart a little clearer. See, it didn't work. So the next lower high it created was this side. This is where it created the lower high. But see, look at this move. Do you think this is a place where you have to buy? No, you don't have to buy here because look at this, the pullback. It's very shallow, right? So it was trying to create a lower high here, but it was broken. So the candles were not encouraging, right? The candles were not encouraging, so you don't enter a trade there, okay? The candles were not encouraging. So the market was trying to reverse. Then after the structure was broken, what happened? See, the next criteria is what? The structure must be broken, right? So look at this was the lowest point, okay? This was the lowest reversal, this point. Let me clean this guy. Now you know there's a support there, resistance there, so I'm just cleaning the line. Watch out. So now this was the lowest resistance point, the lowest pullback. So what happened? The market broke the structure. Can you see the market broke the structure? After the market broke the structure, it reversed Market reversed, made a bearish engulfing pattern. Can you see? Guys, can you see the bearish engulfing pattern here? Made a bearish engulfing pattern. Can you see, guys? That's a bearish engulfing pattern. And then the market dropped. So the first point is that the market, you must check if the market is approaching a higher time frame resistance. Second, if you see lady put candles or short candles or unpowered moves, okay, then it signifies you that the market is about to reverse. The third point is when a structure is broken. So this is the last confirmation. The moment a structure is broken, then you know that yes, the market is about to reverse. So it's time for you to change the direction of the trend. Okay, the trend is reversing. So here, the structure was broken. After you broke the structure, see what happened. Everybody entered the trade, and then boom, the market sold off. Can you see where you have trading can be very simple if you know what you're doing? So I always tell my students, guys, just master the chart, okay? Learn technical analysis, analyze the chart every time while you're free. Master the art of analyzing chart so that you know when to trade, you know when to enter a particular setup, you know when not to enter a particular setup. Okay, so you must always become familiar with all these things. So if you're familiar with all these things and you are looking for trades, it's very easy because you know what you're looking for, you know what you're not looking for. Let's assume we are here, you're looking for a trade setup. What are you waiting for? You're waiting for the market to retrace back to the trend line, right? Trend line. Okay, now you can see these blue lines on my chart. Okay, they are called pivot lines. I use them for my own calculations. Okay, so don't pay attention to the blue line. Later, if you want, I'll just teach you how to use the pivot lines, but I just use them for my own calculation. It's just like a moving average. That's how it's calculated. Okay, and I like pivot line because it follows the price, so it tells me if the price is reversing. Okay, so the moment the market is actually even going below the pivot line, it tells me that the market is trying to reverse. That's my formal calculation. But now I'm just teaching you how to identify the reversal of a trend. Okay. But sometimes, after a structure is broken, does not also mean that the trend is actually reversing. Because listen to this interaction. If the trend is reversing, it can either be sideways mode or trending downwards, right? Let's assume we are on an uptrend. Market was going through uptrend mode, right? So if the trend wants to reverse, it's either not going to just go to a downtrend. It can either be sideways mode or a downtrend mode. So let's see. At this particular scenario, when the market broke the structure, we assume that it was going to reverse the trend, right, to the downward side. But how would you know? Can you just enter a sell here? Yes, you can enter a sell here, but it's very risky because sometimes when you enter a sell here, what if the market was also trying to go sideways? So the market was trying to go sideways and reverse back to the upside. Oh, sorry. Reverse back to the upside. How would you know? You wouldn't know, right? So always, it's also risky to enter here. The next side you were supposed to enter would have been maybe somewhere here. After the market broke all this right now, you have double confirmation. You have double confirmation. You have this confirmation here. You have this confirmation here. So you can enter anywhere around this zone. Okay. That's what I advise all my students to do. Okay, but let's see another example for me to tell you that sometimes if the market reverse, that don't mean it's necessarily going to trend. See, at this side, what did we see? The market was trending, right? The market was trending down, right? Very beautiful. Good. People bought into it and it was trending. How do you know if the trend is reversing? Yes. What are the rules? Check higher time frame to see if you're going to get any support or resistance area, right? The next one is what? When you see unencouraged power movement. So see this side, see the candles here. Do you see any encouragement in these candles? See the selling candles. Do you see any selling candles here? They are really put, right? Though when the market got here, people were trying to buy to sell into the pattern, but still look at here, the candles were not encouraging. So you're going to trade it and see what happened. After the market started going through sideways mode, so assuming you entered here at a particular zone, you entered here, you get ripped out. This market will take you out, to take you out from this side. Okay, so you're not supposed to enter there. If the market is not encouraging, don't enter there. So you see what happened? Market became choppy. Guys, can you see? Market became choppy. No trending, no nothing. So when the market breaks a structure, it can either trend downwards or go sideways mode. So always be careful. Okay, watch out. Be on the watch out. Don't just be buying and be selling blindly. Okay, be on the watch out. Let's see another example. Another example I want us to look at is the 8th February, just last week. Okay, and as you can see, the market was on an uptrend. So how do you identify an uptrend? Higher highs and higher lows, right? If you're somebody who is a trend trader, then when are you supposed to buy? You buy when the market come back to the trend line or moving average. Okay, that's when you're supposed to buy. But how do you know the trend is reversing? Guys, before you move on, see here. See what happened here. Who can tell me what happened? Guys, can you tell me what happened here? Yes, can you tell me? News, right? There was news. There was news event on the 9th of February. So I always tell you that before you can enter any trade, check for Forex Factory if there's going to be news or not. Okay, if not, it will restore your account. Okay, so no matter the trend, look at the trend was still up, but look at the news came and messed up, and the trend continued. So it will mess you up, and you're out of the trade. You didn't know there was going to be news. Okay, go to forexfactory.com and check for all news updates. The site is free. Why are you being lazy, guys? Why are you being lazy? Just go to forexfactory.com, search for all news updates, and if there's going to be news, don't trade the market. If there's news, then you wait. That's all. So the market kept trending. It kept trending, but what are you looking for? You're looking for the end of the trend, okay? So that you don't enter at the wrong place. So you could have entered all here. Here there was news, you didn't have entered, okay? After the news, you always have to wait. After news, you must always wait for some time because you cannot just enter because people's emotion are so riding the market. After news, they still believe that the market is going to be rough, so you don't enter any trade. So see, after the news, see what happened. The candle became unencouraged. See, discouraged candles. Can you see? Not any proper movement. Can you see the candles are attaching each other? They are very weak candles. And you see the power move. Let's compare here. You can see that here we had a very big power move. Can you see? Big power move. The next one, the upside, big power move, right? After the news, what happened? Look at the power move, guys. After the news, look at the power move. Can you see any power move there? Later, the market was trying to give a power move, but see what happened. Look at people's response. People did not respond. So you should notice that at this particular moment, the market is likely to reverse. And if you go to the higher time frame, you notice that the market was trying to reverse on the higher time frame. So let me go to the H4 time frame for you to see if we were still at the support area. So here we are on the H4, and as you can see, this is where we are right now. Can you see? This is where we are. What do you see here, guys? What do you see? Resistance area. Can you see? Guys, can you see resistance area? Can you see resistance? We have resistance. Can you see? Resistance area. So the market was approaching a resistance area. So anytime you are trading, you have to check higher time frame. Okay, check higher time frame to see if the market is approaching resistance area before you even enter a trade. Because if you enter while the market is approaching a resistance area, then you get a losing trade. Okay, it's going to limit your odds of winning. So on a higher time frame, market was approaching a resistance area. Let's go back to M15 and see. We are on where? Good, 8 February. So see, market was approaching resistance area. So see, when the market was approaching the resistance area, can you see what was happening? Can you see, guys? Market was going sideways. And as I told you, if the market is going sideways and the market trend is reversing, it's either the market is still going to reverse and go down or reverse and go sideways mode, right? So when the market, what happened? After the market approaches a resistance area, what do you look for again? You look for a structure to be broken, right? This is the last structure the market gave. The last structure. Is the structure broken? Yes. But look at the big move here. Why are you going to sell? You can't sell here. You can't get any confirmation candle here. So you still have to wait. There was news event, and always after news event, guys, in Forex, there are news after news after news after news, okay? But people always want to trade without knowing that there's going to be news. So if there's going to be news, you stay out of the market. You wait after the news, then you trade. See what happened. After the big event, see what happened. Market was sideways. Guys, can you see? Market was sideways. So you wait for the next day. Or you go and look for different charts. Okay, look for different Forex charts. This is a pound yen. Look for different Forex charts and see the one that is not going to be news and you trade. Okay, you must be aware of news. I'm always saying it, guys. So what happened next? Now, when the market was after the next day, the market broke out of this particular structure, which means the next time the market comes back to this particular structure again, we are going to get support zone there, right? You know that theory? Good. So after the market broke out of the structure, it came down the next day, which was 14 for this month, okay? 14 February. Val day, guys. 14. And then the market nearly touched the support line. But don't forget, support and resistance is a zone, okay? It's not just a line, it's a zone. So the market came there, and you know that definitely it was going to be a support zone. So what happened? People bought into the idea. See, you can see bullish engulfing patterns all over. See, guys, can you see? Another bullish engulfing pattern here. Another bullish engulfing pattern here, all over. And there was a power move because people were waiting for the market to reach the support zone, and then they all buy, okay? And it was a zone. So this is 14th of February, which is Valentine's Day, okay? Val's Day. Everybody celebrating Val's Day. So you must understand how support and resistance work. You must understand when trend is likely to reverse. You must understand when a structure is broken. Okay, so now you can see that we are in a new trend, right? Because it broke the structure and then you were in a new trend. So what are you looking for? Higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher highs and higher lows. So let's see. At this particular moment, the market gave what? See what happened here. Market gives higher high and higher low. Power move again, and the lowest point was here. Because there was a resistance here, the market couldn't come and touch the line, but that was the lowest point. That was a power move. What was the next resistance? The next resistance was for the market to come and touch the trend line. But see what happened. At this moment, the market was lily put. See, the candles were lily put candles, short candles. Are they encouraging, guys? Are they encouraging? Are you going to buy here? Are these candles encouraging? No. In that scenario, you could have only waited if the market was able to break out of this whole thing and then come back. We have one strategy we trade, break and continuity pattern. Okay, my guys who are my students, you know it already. So you would have waited for the market to come here. When the market breaks this support and come back, then you buy, because now it gives you confirmation. But at this moment, you can't buy using the trend line to buy. You can't buy because there was no proper candles. Can you see really put candles? So look at what happened. The market reversed, and what was the next structure to be broken? The same structure. That was the lowest structure. So the market broke the lowest structure, reversed back, and everybody saw the sign, so they all sold, and the market went down. So those who sold took their profit, and they were happy, they were smiling. And those who didn't know anything about the market will start crying because they have no idea what they are doing. So guys, as you can see, you can't just blindly be buying and selling, okay? You must know when you're supposed to buy and when you're supposed to sell. You must learn how to identify the end of a trend, how to identify the trend itself, how to identify the end of a trend. And then you enter your position, okay? And always, when you enter your position, make sure that you are going in the direction of the trend. If you're a trend follower, you don't go against the trend, okay? So that will be all for this lecture. I hope you've taken much lessons from this lecture. So take care and see you in the next video. Bye.